The Barfüßerplatz is a busy market square in Basel. It's here where, back in the 1970s, the Archaeological Service of Canton Basel City excavated over 200 skeletons from medieval times during renovation work on the Barfüßer church. At the time, the resources weren't available to evaluate the findings, and so the bones remained stored in plastic bags until a student at the Basel Institute for Prehistory and Archaeological Science laid her hands on them. For her bachelor work, Lucia Bürli examined 30 sets of bones, of which 2 skeletons were of particular interest to her.
Was da gerade ins Auge sticht, bei diesen 2 Oberarmen, das ist die unterschiedliche Länge.
The most striking thing here is the bones of the 2 upper arms. There's a difference of almost 4 centimeters in length. This indicates that the person suffered from a paralysis that must have started when the person was still growing, causing the bones to develop differently. I suspect this was caused by polio. When I hold these bones in my hand, I notice straight away that they're very light and extremely fragile. There's very little of the bone material left. That's a sign of a major lack of calcium. Here, the diagnosis is osteomalacia, or softening of the bones. If I were to put just a little pressure on this bone, it would break like paper. The individual vertebrae are at an angle. This tells me that this person suffered from a scoliosis or a twisted spine. In this man's case, the deformation was very severe, and so he must have had a hunchback.
Most of the 30 skeletons examined bear signs of strong abrasion at the joints, which indicates that these people had to do a lot of physical work and didn't come from high social classes. But the bones also reveal other, in this case fairly surprising, information. The 2 disabled people were around 50 years old when they died, a respectable age for the 13th century. Gerhard Hotz, archaeoanthropologist at the Institute and Lucia Bürli's mentor, finds this significant.
The fact that these handicapped people grew fairly old shows that they were looked after and not just left to their fate. They were integrated in a social environment. I find this very exciting. After all, invalidity is still a hot topic today.
The skeletons analysed so far are only a random sample. To get more precise results, Lucia Bürli is considering continuing her project and evaluating all 200 skeletons of the Barfüßer church cemetery.